Okay. So I saw the title to this, and I was like, okay, I ain't gonna say I'm not that aggressive, but I see the language. Let's talk about it. What's good? It's your boy Donnie and welcome back to Donnie&DTv. So I ain't gonna lie to you, like I said in the intro, I ain't gonna say I like it because that's hella aggressive. What I will say, all right, what I will say is that I understand where he was coming from, and I had to react to this. All right, if you do like what you see here, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me, and I do appreciate it as always. So I am a die-hard Atlanta Falcons fan, all right, and I don't apologize for that.
Well, alright. Yeah. You know, ever since I turned pro in 1989, when I signed the dotted line.
No.
So we're gonna go ahead and just listen to this man's opinion, which a lot of it I agree with. Desmond Ritter's overrated. Just to give you guys a backstory, Desmond Ritter is fucking overrated to me. I feel like we don't have a future quarterback unless it's Tyler Heineke, and to be honest with you, I don't think he's cutting it because he's overthrowing his receivers. We need a quarterback, man. We need a quarterback. So I ain't gonna lie. So off rip, put your favorite football team in the comments, all right? And let's talk about it. Also, Lord, before I even start though, make sure you go get this dude love, JD Productions. Make sure you go get him love. I'm so small, you know what I'm saying, but I want to throw that out there, you know, so I don't feel like just, stealing his content or anything like that. But make sure you go follow and check out J&D Productions. All right, so.
Beginning of the season, and I guess now it's finally confirmed, but Desmond Ridder sucks. And it really didn't take too long to figure that out.
Thank you. I thought I was the only person thinking that, but I ain't gonna say Desmond Ridder sucks. He's just not a starting quarterback.
He just doesn't have it. Going into this season, the Falcons decided that he was their guy for the season, and he's not. He's struggled.
He's not. And for some reason, he in like commercials. I'm like, he didn't do nothing.
A lot, and now, much like what happened to Marcus Mariota last year, he got benched. Now, don't get me wrong, at times there were definitely flashes, but it's not hard to see that he's not the future of the franchise.
I didn't see it.
Still though, I do think the Falcons made the right decision giving him a shot to start this year, because you really do just want to see what you have in a guy. But there's also a reason why Atlanta gave Taylor Heineke a 2-year, $14 million deal. Now he's going to be the starter going forward, and life in Atlanta has just been rough post Matt Ryan. So Marcus Mariota was the Falcons' bridge quarterback last season, and he was fine.
I feel like what he should have said, life as a Falcon was hard the last year of Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan made an impact, but do not think Matt Ryan was this great quarterback. He's just a better quarterback,
but not good enough to stay put as a starter. I will say Netflix's quarterback show really made me root for him, but sadly he eventually got benched for Desmond Ridder. That gave Ridder a quick chance to show what he had in 4 games. The good news is that he didn't throw any interceptions, but he did turn it over by fumbling twice.
Yeah.
He wasn't anything special, but he also wasn't terrible. In 4 games, he had 708 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 63.5 completion percentage, and 64 rushing yards.
And what did I say? Please go check out my last Falcons video. I said Desmond Ridder is a average quarterback. He's a secondary quarterback. He is not a star.
The Falcons did lose their first 2 games with Ridder under center, but they ended up winning their next 2, and in week 18, Ridder threw both of those touchdowns. I guess that was enough for Arthur Smith to go into year 3 with Ridder as the starter. Atlanta has gone 7-10 of each of his first 2 seasons at the helm, and they're already 4-3 this year. So Ridder did go into the offseason as the guy, but it was ugly. He scored 9 touchdowns and turned it over 12 times. That's not particularly ideal. He's passed for 1,701 yards, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, a 65.4 completion percentage, 139 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and 6 fumbles lost. I think what's more impressive about Desmond Ridder failing this season is that the Falcons really haven't asked Ridder to do too much this season. It's no secret that they have a very talented offense that they've put a lot of stock into at the draft. The offensive line is a bunch of first rounders, not to mention their past three first round picks are Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. It's a super talented roster.
What the fuck? Exactly. That's why. Exactly. I thought I was the only person tripping. You got to think about that. Neil, you got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. What else do you need? That's all. What else do you need? You the quarterback. Just show up. Just show the fuck up.
They've won games. Sadly enough, I think they're better when Ridder does less. They won their first 2 games of the season over the Panthers and the Packers. He completed 34 total passes and threw 2 touchdowns to 1 interception, adding a rushing touchdown. Then in week 3 and 4, Ridder completed just shy of 60% of his passes, and the Falcons scored a combined 13 points. Ridder threw a single touchdown, 2 interceptions, and fumbled in both games. Just bad. Now, it's not like every week has been bad. I think his best game of the season so far was in week 5 against Houston. They faced off against a Texans team that has some grit, and rookie quarterback CJ Stroud has been good. It ended up being a close game, but the Falcons pulled out a good win, and Ridder ended up playing well. He had a career-high 329 yards, 1 touchdown, 75.7 completion percentage, and 1 rushing touchdown. He gave this glimmer of promise that Ridder maybe could form into the future of this franchise. And then, as quickly as it came, it got snatched away from us over the past 2 weeks. Now, this really isn't an exaggeration. He's been awful. The Falcons played the Commanders, and it was ugly, man.
He said he's been awful.
If Taylor Heineke.
He said he's been awful. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't check out the Commanders game. I did. That's where I started recording late. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I just started doing this.
He's been awful. The Falcons played the Commanders, and it was ugly, man. I still think Atlanta wins that game if Taylor Heineke plays. The Falcons lost 24-16, and Ridder was just bad. 28-47, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He really did cost them the game, because it's not like Washington is this amazing, unbeatable team. Then Atlanta went on to beat the Buccaneers barely 16-13, and I really do have mixed feelings on this game. Ridder didn't look great. He fumbled 3 times, and he fumbled in key spots too, including one of the famous touchback rolls, which was just insane. But I guess when it came down to it, he led a game-winning drive and ended up winning the game for them, so I guess good for him. But this last week was the last straw for Arthur Smith. The Falcons lost 28-23, and Ridder went 8 for 12 for 71 yards, and of course, fumbled the ball. He got evaluated for a concussion, and then Heineke took over. Now, that's looking like it's going to be permanent. Desmond Ridder just has these intangibles. You know, he's been a winner, and that's really good, but his play just isn't there.
It's not
He's not
there.
good enough to be a starter in the NFL.
No, it is not.
All season long, I've watched this kid play, and even last year, watching him play, it was just the most mediocre guy I've ever seen take the field.
Thank you.
Now, I do realize that Desmond Ridder is still a great athlete.
It's good. I ain't gonna lie. It's refreshing hearing somebody else say that. Because real talk, Desmond Ridder is mediocre. Mediocre
quarterback, but when it comes to being a starting quarterback in the NFL, I just don't think he has.
He is not
coming into the league. He was all known for being this safe guy that wasn't going to turn the ball over a lot, wasn't going to throw a lot of interceptions, and that just hasn't been the case this season. Not only has he had fumbling issues, but dude turns the ball over 1 to 2 times a game. At this point, you're not really getting anything from Desmond Ridder. You're not getting a safe quarterback anymore, and because he's not playing safe, doesn't mean you're going to get 300, 400. 500-yard games out of him every week either.
Facts. I don't know what they was thinking.
60, a touchdown, and 2 picks. And that stat line just isn't good enough. You're not going to be able to win games with a quarterback that can't elevate his team. Now, like I said earlier, the Falcons really have won games in spite of Desmond Ridder. This is a really talented offense with a bunch of talented pieces, but quarterback isn't one of those pieces. I still think it's a crime how Kyle Pitts has been used in Atlanta. I don't know if that's an Arthur Smith thing or a Desmond Ridder thing, but man, Kyle Pitts needs to eat, dude. There's no reason why John Smith should be outperforming Kyle Pitts.
Facts. There's no reason in hell.
On top of that, you have a stud wide receiver in Drake London, a fantastic running back who, I'll be honest, I doubted the draft pick when they took Bijan Robinson.
Man,
I don't love teams taking running backs too high in the draft, but he has turned into everything they thought he could be and more. Dude is a stud.
Dude,
a
fucking monster.
Really solid quarterback behind center. This team is going to thrive.
Team will fucking thrive.
Heineke,
see, that's my point. If you get a good, not even, fuck it, give us a great quarterback behind her. Give us Aaron Rodgers. Boy, he'll thrive behind it.
Gives this team a better chance of succeeding in the NFL. Will he turn the ball over a little more
Absolutely.
often? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But will he have those plays that have you thinking, holy shit, this guy is him? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Taylor Heineke is the king of making a game a roller coaster. As somebody who's watched plenty of Washington football in the past year, buckle up, Atlanta Falcons fans, because the Taylor Heineke experience is about to be something. But as for Desmond Ridder, he's not a future franchise quarterback. He just doesn't have enough, and he really hasn't shown enough progression to make me believe that eventually he will be. I mean, his direct comparison is really Sam Howell. They both went later in the 2023 draft after Kenny Pickett was the only first-round quarterback. And Howell has also had his struggles. 14 total touchdowns and 9 turnovers. Still, that's way better than Ridder, despite playing behind a super weak offensive line that's already gotten him sacked 41 times this season. Now, I want to make this clear, this isn't a pro Howell video, but even with the obsolete offensive line Howell has, he still outperformed Ridder. I was hoping Ridder could come into his own this season, but it really hasn't been the case.
It really
he doesn't
has
pass
not
the
been.
stats test, and he doesn't even pass the
eye test. He don't even look like a star.
Dude was great in college, and I loved his story coming out of Cincinnati. But this isn't the American, it's the NFL. And Desmond Ridder had to figure that out the hard way. I truly believe that this team is better off with Taylor Heineke starting, and that's why he's going to be the starter going forward. Barring some crazy injury to Taylor Heineke, it's over for Desmond Ridder, and it should be, because he sucks.
I ain't gonna say all that, but God honest truth, he just don't fit the system we're trying to do. That's what I'll say. Again, I feel like he's not a starting quarterback, especially for the fucking roster he has. Dude, you got Bijan Robinson, you got Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and you're underusing Kyle Pitts out of all of them. Come on, man. Drake London hurt, I understand it. So that means you should be gunning for Kyle Pitts. This dude, I don't know. Desmond Ridder don't make sense to me. And even Tyler Heineke, he's not using Kyle Pitts like he's supposed to. So I'll be real. All right, we need another quarterback. And like I said in my reaction to the week 9, because I ain't gonna lie, Tyler Heineke was just over. Like, his passes are just too fucking high. He's just too fucking high. Like, he do have flashes of like, okay, he could be something, but you can look at him and tell he a number 2. He not a number 1. Tyler Heineke is not a number 1. We need a quarterback, man. We need a quarterback. And I don't want them to use like Bijan Robinson the ways. I want him to go to ways. I don't want Kyle Pitts to go to ways, and I damn sure don't want Drake London to go to ways. But I unless we get a quarterback. But I will say this for this video, because this was Desmond Ridder video, he ain't it. And I think it's time for us. It's time for us to move on from him. And I'm like on some like, he needs to go somewhere where he can learn another system, because yeah, you can be on a winning team and you could be a winner and stuff like that, but if you don't understand the system or your skill set don't fit the system, go somewhere where your skills can matter, where you can develop. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, in my honest opinion, I feel like maybe the Cowboys for him, and that's because he don't have to start. He gonna be sitting behind Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? He can learn from him. Desmond Ridder just not it. He's just not a starter. And that's just how I feel. I ain't gonna lie. So let me know how you feel in the comments, all right? Not to make this too long. If you do like what you see here, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me, and I do appreciate it as always. But Desmond Ridder is not it. He ain't it. I pray I hope you're having a good day. And like I said, I'm a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, so I can say what the hell I want to say. I'm a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, damn it. I pray I hope you're having a good day. Until next time, your boy Donnie.
The sun is shining on me. It makes me feel so free. The sun is shining on me. It makes me feel so
Enter the Titan.